A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again I would like to welcome all of you to a new session of the civics class. Today we are going to continue with the same chapter number 2, President and the Vice President, part 5. Before we move to the topic, let's remember those points which we were discussing in the last class. We were discussing about the powers of the President of India, some special powers like legislative power we were discussing in the last class. He has the power to address sessions of Parliament, which means the first session after every general election and the first session of every year. So in all those sessions he has the power to address the Parliament. Second one, messages to Parliament. Whenever the Parliament is in session, he can address the Parliament and send his messages with related to internal and external affairs of the government. Third one, summon and prorogue the House. He has the power to call and disperse the Houses. Again, fourth one says that he has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. So if the ruling party is or the ruling government is failed to prove their majority, the President has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Fifth one, nomination of members, which means the President can nominate 12 members to Rajya Sabha and 2 members to Lok Sabha. Sixth point says that assent to bills. Certain bills will be discussed in the Parliament and both the houses of the Parliament together passed it, then it will be going for the consideration of the President. Once the President signs on the bill, it will become a law. Seventh one, promulgate ordinances, or he has the power to issue ordinances which is having the same power as an act of the Parliament. Eighth point is assent to some state bills, which means the governor can keep certain bills for the consideration of the President, like the powers and jurisdiction of the high courts in the state. It is coming under the consideration of the President, and President can make recommendations on those bills which is being made from the state legislative assemblies. And finally, the ninth point is about the formation of new states. The making and the alternation of the states is coming under the legislative powers of the President. So dear students, these were the different points which we were discussing in the last class. Today we are going to continue with the same concept, that is of powers of the President of India, but the difference is that we are going to discuss about the discretionary powers, some special powers vested with the President. The President of India enjoys certain discretionary powers. So our President has got certain special powers, which means there are certain areas to use his wisdom and judgment. So the discretionary powers, which means there are certain fields where he has to use his wisdom and judgment. These are the appointment of the Prime Minister, especially in a situation where there is no single party majority in the Lok Sabha. As per the constitution of our country, we have a democratic system of administration. And what's the speciality in the democratic system? The interest of the majority will be taking place, or the majority's interest will become the law. So after the general election, if no single party got majority, what can be done? So in that case, the President has to use his wisdom and judgment. Especially if there is no single party majority, it will be leading to a hung parliament or a hung government. Hung government means, just imagine, in a country there are 2 different political parties. So definitely one political party will get majority. But in the case of India, as we know, there are a number of political parties. Number of means there are number of political parties. Like Congress party is there, Communist party is there, BJP party is there, then Aam Aadmi party is there, Anna DMK is a party. So there are a number of parties in India. So in those cases, how it is possible to get single party majority? So it is a situation where there is no single party majority in the Lok Sabha. The president has to use his wisdom and judgment. There it will lead to the formation of a hung parliament or a hung government. This is because the president cannot appoint the new prime minister on the advice of the outgoing prime minister who may have lost the election or the support of the house. So what does it mean? The president cannot appoint a new prime minister on the advice of the outgoing prime minister. Suppose a government which was ruling the country for last 5 years, they lost their power due to the election or through the election or the support of the house or through the non-confidence motion. There can be two main reasons for losing the power. First one, they lost the election, or through the non-confidence motion they have lost the support of the house. In any of these cases, he cannot recommend a new prime minister because they lost their power. And in those cases he cannot recommend a new prime minister. So there the president has to use his wisdom and knowledge and judgment in order to appoint a new prime minister. So this is the first situation. Now the second situation, it is again about the appointment of a prime minister, but the situation is different. What is that? In case of sudden death, for example by assassination, as in the case of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, such kind of situation can happen at any time. Like a prime minister who is ruling the country, and because of his sudden death the party will be confused, where the ruling party is unable to meet immediately to elect a leader. So in those cases the president has to take a decision. So appointment of a prime minister in case of sudden death of a prime minister, and in that case the ruling party is unable to meet immediately to elect a leader. There the president has to take a decision. So this is the second situation where the president has to use his discretionary power. And the third point says that when the ruling party who has lost majority support in the Lok Sabha, or when a vote of non-confidence may have been passed against it. See, here two different situations is there. First one, the ruling party lost majority. Second one, when a vote of non-confidence may have been passed against the ruling party. So in both the cases the ruling party has to resign, and the president has to dissolve Lok Sabha. So in such case what the president can be done? It recommends to the president to dissolve the Lok Sabha. So normally, as per the rules and regulation of our constitution, the president will be dissolving the Lok Sabha and he will declare a new election. But he has got two options there. It is at the discretionary power of the president, or here the president can use his discretionary power to either dissolve the house or ask another party to prove its majority. Suppose, just imagine, in last year a new general election has taken place. After 1 year the political party lost their majority, or they were not able to win the non-confidence motion. So the president may not be ordering for a new election. What's the reason? For conducting a new election, the country has to spend huge amount of money. So there he can ask another political party to prove its majority. So it will be according to the situation where the president has to use his discretionary power, or where he has to use his wisdom and judgment. Now the last situation is the president can dismiss ministers in case the council of ministers loses the confidence of the house but refuses to resign. So one political party, they lost the majority, or they were not able to win the non-confidence motion. In those cases they cannot remain in power. So in such case the president can dismiss the ministry, the entire ministry, and he can declare for a new election, or he can ask one another political party to prove their majority. So these are the four different situations where the president can use his discretionary power, his special power. So dear students, with this we are winding up today's class here, and I hope you have got a very clear picture about the discretionary powers of the president. In the next class, we will be coming up with a new point from the same chapter, and it is about the emergency powers of the president. So we are winding up here. Still we meet with the new class. I would like to sign off. Thank you.